Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. I'd like to first congratulate Coach Andrew for being with Solinco again for one more year.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I appreciate. Oh, I'm so glad.
So new whiteout customs for him.
Yep.
And the first thing I did was go through his stuff before he could do anything.
He just loves it.
He needed to string it anyways, right? So I decided to do something. Stay tuned.
Oh, Lord.
All right, so Coach Goo has his new package for the year.
He's got great. I like it.
The 3 brand new whiteouts.
Yes.
Customized and weighted, balanced, and swing weighted identically just for you.
I appreciate it.
Now, I decided to take them because I knew you were going to say, "Oh, can you string them up for me?" And I said, and so I thought, yeah, I might as well just do it. But since they are fresh, unused, and needed for me to be strung anyways, I decided to see if you could tell something. Now, What'd
you do, first of all?
Well, let me finish my story. Okay, so I've strung Jack socks at 30 pounds, okay? 3-0.
Okay.
It lasted him literally an hour or less, and he handed me over and over and over again, right?
Yeah.
So in my mind, 30 pounds probably feels pretty tight, okay? What I decided to do with you, and I will show you what I did, is I feel like 5-pound increments should be enough for you to feel differences. So your normal tension, if you didn't know, is 52. Did I string for you?
Yes.
With Tourbite 15L and
String savers.
String-a-lings, yes. Okay, so what I did is I strung 1 at 47. So 52 minus 5 is 47. Okay?
Good job, bud.
Okay, yes. We all know that. And then I strung 1 at 52. Okay?
Okay.
And then so 52 plus 5 is 57. Okay? Mm-hmm. So I did 47, 52, and 57. Okay. So your job is to find out, you could tell which one is your tension, which one's looser, and which one's tighter. So I have an A, an A,
yep.
Okay?
He did letter them, I'm surprised.
I got a B, all right? And my favorite grade, since I got this all the time, is a C, okay? Now, your job is to tell me which one. So the reason I did this is because I feel like the first hour-ish, especially with your kind of setup, it's kind of hard to tell. I really think I really think 5-pound increments are going to be pretty tough. I think 30 to 40, 40 to 50 might even be pretty hard to tell. So I'm going to hand them over to you.
Gotcha.
And let's see if you can tell which one's the 47, the 52, and the 57.
Sounds good.
Okay?
Let's try it.
Let's go.
In the court when you play.
All right, Coach Goo. We just got off the court trying the 3. Now, do you have an idea?
I have a little bit of an idea, a little bit. It's very hard to tell, especially when they're freshly
That's what
strung.
I'm saying.
They're really hard to tell.
Like, they are literally freshly strung right now. I just did it. One after another. Therefore, they all fresh. Okay? So since we're talking about fresh fish here, talk to me. Which one?
I mean, if I had to guess, A would be the loosest. It'll be 47. B is actually tighter, and then is the tightest, and then C is my original.
So you're saying A is the loosest.
Yeah.
And then B is the tightest.
Yes.
And then C is your 52.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what I did, guys. This is what I did. I strung the tightest first, and then I strung the second one, your original tension, second, and I strung the loosest one last. These have only been done within the last hour. Okay, to be exact. So now I made it really simple for you and me because I don't want to remember ABCs because I'm always getting C's and D's, and D ain't in the equation, if you know what I mean. So I said A.
C should not be even close to the equation.
I know, right? Yeah, my parents weren't like that though. Thank you. But A was the loosest. So I just went A 47, B 52, and C 57.
Okay.
So it was interesting that you knew A off the bat, and then you probably had struggled a little bit with 52 and 57 because it was tight and tighter.
47, it's you ever hear that term? Especially, it's always easier to move forward than back. So like if you're going back 40, going forward, if I was going looser on the tension 47, there is a difference. And when you play around with it, when I first started hitting it, I'm like, I'm not even going full pace yet. And I'm like, oh, it's slinging a little more than usual. And then the feel, like the pop actually is a lot easier. So it pockets a little easier. And I get why people string it looser is because it pockets a little easier. And so therefore it shoots out quicker. So
off the bat.
Off the bat. So that's why it's like, if you want to get a competitive edge, if you're a person that is like playing a lot of tennis and, you know, you're a pro, you have like 30 rackets, like that's totally fine. That's why I could tell automatically. I was like, this is a looser string. When it gets tighter, it gets a little harder to read it, especially in 5-pound increments. It is a little bit tougher because when you're in that ballpark range of 52 to 57, it's still kind of similar. Unless you jack it up to 60, then you feel a difference. But within that 5 range, like that 5-pound range, when it goes from 50 to around the 50 range, it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. But when it goes to at least a little bit lower, like 40-ish, like when you get into the ranges of like different tensions, like 40 to 50, you can feel the jump. When it comes to 50 in that range, there's not really a significant difference, really.
Now, within the 52 and the 57, when you swung, the ball was the same.
Ball was similar. There's some differences, of course. The 52, I mean, slightly it feels easier. It feels like it's broken in a little bit, but I can tell really. But 57, the 57. If I think about it now, I'm like, okay, yeah, the last one did feel like I had to give a little more effort, but it wasn't really neck recognizable enough.
Right.
But it's really subtle. It's very subtle differences that I wouldn't even know about. So if you're like making a difference, like tension, if you want to try different tensions, you actually might have to go, like I would say, if you're like 52, for example, or 55, try like 40, like the high 40s. Or if you're at 60, who are stringing it really tight, right? I don't know who's stringing at 60. I used to.
Yeah.
I did too. With Babolat's back in the day, but now it went from 60 to now. And let's say you want to go looser, 60. If you're at like 60, for example, you can go like 55, and you'll actually feel a difference. So I would say if you're jumping from actual levels or actual ranges of different pounds, then yeah, you'll feel a difference.
So you just went from progression A, B, C. So you went loose to your tension to tight.
Yeah.
So that was actually good because you felt the first one just to get a gauge of where it was, and you should have felt, and you felt tighter. It's like, oh, this is tighter. and then between the last two is like hard.
It's a very like I said, 52 to 57. It's not really massive of a jump because you're still in that ballpark range, and of course there's volatility even with string machines. So it's really hard to tell like at that range. But at the 47, it's like okay, there is a change, like a subtle change.
Right. So we're gonna keep these. I know you play with that 47 first.
Yeah,
okay?
I know.
Okay, before it falls off a cliff.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Well, Gu, again, congratulations for being on Team Solinco again.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Solinco. Thank you for sponsoring me. So super excited.
All right, Gu, thank you for always letting me mess with your stuff and letting me pilfer through your stuff.
Yeah, of course. I don't know if it's like there's permission behind any of it, but I guess so. I guess you're welcome.
I got to string it anyways. Right.
I guess so.
Right.
I guess there's a turn. There's some give and take, I guess.
All right. Gu, where can we find you?
You can find me at agu.tennis. I'll also be posting content there as well.
All right. Guys, 5-pound increments. If you go under 50, you'll feel it, okay? If you go over 50 and you usually go like 52, you may not feel 57, like Coach Gu. Thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Sky. Great playing today, man.
Thanks. Good hitting.
Oh, thank you.
My arm doesn't feel right.
Uh-oh. Interesting. I got something. Hang on. See? I don't feel a thing.
Wow. My arm doesn't feel a thing. Feels great.
See? I told you.
All right, Harry. One more shot. I'm going to go real big.